The Coliseum is a weekly King of the Hill style 1v1 tournament run by pro player Clutchmeister on his Twitch stream over at twitch.tv/Clutchmeister. This typically solely for bragging rights. Sometimes there's maybe a $20 or so prize pool that goes to the winner. Anyone can enter, and it's all around just some good fun for Clutch, good fun for everyone that's participating, good fun to watch. Recently, there was a little bit of controversy during one of the Coliseums, but before I dive into that, first, let's get some background info, and let's turn back the clock about a week before the controversy and dive into the lore that we have here. Here we have Godicius, who is a new participant in the Coliseum, fighting and winning against Tate, who himself is pretty good. After the match, he has a little bit of banter in the chat, maybe a little bit of ego showing as he's trying to set up the next match. It says like, who am I beating next? You know, hey man, hurry up, I haven't got all day. Like, alright bro, we get it dog, your dick is massive bro, you're huge, you're fucking insane at the game dude.
This is gonna be close. And there it is, the Zerker manages to edge it out by the skin of his teeth. And he takes it 6-10.
His next and final match of the day was versus Legion, who is also a pro player. And Godicius does end up losing. And he shows some humility in the chat. He says, you know, hey, I felt like I could have done a little better. Do you have any tips? And then he also goes to say that I was, you know, bored, not getting anywhere. Man, I just gave up. I just, you know, wasn't really trying. You know, I couldn't really take 5 more rounds. He just parries everything. You know, just has some excuses, but whatever. That's the end of our story for this week's Coliseum. Now let's go ahead and move forward 1 week to the next Coliseum, and we see our boy Godicius back, and this time he has dropped the Berserker to play some Black Prior. And we'll watch this match in its entirety while I break it down bit by bit.
Nice bait on the bash with forward dodge and flip. Oh, nice bait with the back step light. Oh, makes a read that they would try and punish the back dodge. Goes for the flip. Doesn't get punished for it though, but that prediction dodge just get punished. Bash option select gets punished with the flip as well.
Now, contrary to popular belief, this is not the face of a man sniffing his own fart. This is actually the first moment that Clutch notices something either odd or fishy. Exactly what is going through his head at this particular moment, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but what my guess here is that him noticing maybe the dodge into the instant flip on orange was something to trigger maybe a little light bulb in his head.
Oh, prediction dodge.
The defender wins.
Nothing crazy happens in round 2, so we'll move on here to round 3.
Nice bait with the back step light.
Time is running out.
Nice parry. That was such a weird flip.
So Clutch mentions it here, the enemy Black Prior side dodges, and Godicius on reaction to the side dodge goes into a flip, which in this particular situation does nothing at all and doesn't really cover any options. So it's just another very odd situation that once again is kind of triggering a little light bulb in Clutch's head.
Oh, Turret gets put out of stamina. The Turret can just eat these bashes if they really want. There's not enough time for Godicius to come back into the round. Nice trade. Ooh, nice flip on the light. Turret already has over half damage done to the enemy VP. Interesting.
As Clutch says here, interesting, and it was. It was quite a weird little interesting set of moves from using the unblockable attack instantly into a flip on orange. Kind of an odd choice, but still not a nail in the coffin quite yet. Now while this looks like a regular flip, this is when Clutch starts to notice that this flip along with the others happen to be coming out on the same exact frame. It is tough to notice these frame perfect flips for most players, but someone like Clutch, who has thousands of hours in this game, plays the game at a competitive level, is starting to notice it. To explain it real quick, whenever someone flips a bash or dodges a bash, there is a window when you can dodge, and as humans, of course, not every dodge or flip will be on the exact same timing. Some will be a little earlier, some will be a little later. It's pretty lenient in terms of the window.
Okay, that looked kind of suspect. Why did he input buffer the flip when he saw the soft feint bash? That's kind of sus. Like he flipped the bash 3 times in a row on the same timing, and then he input buffered a flip because he saw orange come up in the middle of a back dodge. He's cheating? Yeah, that's what I thought, right? I think he's scripting as well. Because he input back dodge. Yeah, Gadicius, get out of my Coliseum, dude. You're a scripter. I don't want to watch this anymore.
And there it is. I would explain it here, but I will let Clutchmeister take over as he does a great job of breaking it down.
The big giveaway there, ladies and gentlemen, you can go back and clip it. He back dodged, and he still had the script active. And because he back dodged and the script was active, the script tried to input the flip on the heavy feint, soft feint bash. That's why he did that flip after he back dodged, even though it was literally completely pointless because the bash was not going to hit him and it was already over by the time he input it. Because he back dodged, the script input buffered the input, and that's why he input the flip for no reason. Well, Gadicius, dude, what can I say? Like, you shouldn't be scripting. It's too obvious. Like, even if you're being smart about it, it's going to be kind of suspect because people's reaction times aren't consistent enough to do this kind of shit on the same timing every single time. It's just way too obvious. Like, you're never gonna fool people. I mean, it's not even about flipping better than Bodrat or Silencer. It's not just about the consistency. It's the timing. Like, if you see a guy who's literally just flipping on the exact same fucking frame every single time, the thing is, it's like it's so much easier to tell with a Black Prior because, like, if you have to focus and react so quickly to flip people that there's always going to be a variance in the timing, right? Like, for example, like, watch me when I play BP, right? Like, I have really fast reactions, but not quite to, like, Silencer's level, and you'll see quite a lot when I try to flip. Like, my BP will go into the bulwark stance, but not flip because I'm, like, a frame late, and that happens quite often. You'll notice with people, when they script, they go into flip, and they flip on, like, the first frame or the exact same frame, like, every single time. The flip timing is, like, always the same. Unless they're, like, in the middle of a dodge, and it gets input late, the script is always inputting the flip at the exact same timing. Is the script just something you click? Or no, the script basically, it scans a screen, like a certain area of the screen, and it'll automatically input. You can like customize it. Like, for example, it will scan certain areas of the screen for like certain colors. Like, for example, it will scan the enemy character for like orange, for example. So when you throw out something that has the unblockable icon, you can choose what it does. You can either tell the script to automatically input a dodge, so you just dodge it. You can tell it to automatically input a flip if you want to flip it. You can do the same things for like parry flash on attacks, so you you can like just get the script to parry for you 100% of the time. But like in this game, it's not quite, I guess, as obvious as it is in shooting games, but for more experienced players, it's also kind of obvious. Like it's very obvious.